I find it very touching that included in this focus that we've chosen, we have two major symphonies written by non-Germanic composers, by Sibelius and Nielsen, who was this quirky, eccentric composer working in Denmark, which was the hinterlands, but producing music of unbelievably unique quality. It's interesting what happens when a composer from outside a particular tradition adopts a tradition and how they transform it. Nielsen still is, to this day, the best known of Danish composers. Nielsen's Third Symphony was the first symphony of his in which you feel that Nielsen has established his voice. There's some argument as to what exactly the subtitle of this piece, espansiva, means. Some people think that it refers to the expansive nature of the slow movement, but others, and I think this one may be right, have argued that it's actually a corruption of the German word spannend, which means exciting. The piece starts with a series of thunderbolt-like gestures, and we get an enormous first movement. But the moment that really defines this piece for me is in the slow movement, which is quite a long piece. It's marked, I think, Andante Pastoral. And just at the moment where you think that it could not become any more ravishing, two instruments enter that one certainly is not expecting, because they're human voices, but they're not singing words, they're singing on the syllable ah. It's a remarkable moment because no instrument can express exactly the music that Nielsen has written for the voice the way the human voice can. Even without words, the voice reaches us on a level that we really need at that moment. It's one of my favorite moments in the piece. And the last movement is an almost British-sounding hymn. We don't get to hear this piece very often. It's often overshadowed by his more popular symphonies, the Fourth, The Inextinguishable, and the Fifth, which many people consider his greatest work. But the Third should definitely be heard more often, and we're lucky to have Osmo Venske and the Minnesota Orchestra performing it here, Venske having recorded all of the Nielsen symphonies and being well known as a great interpreter of his works.